Welcome to our YouTube channel Premiere Next. It's your one-stop destination for the hottest updates in entertainment. From upcoming movie releases and binge-worthy web series to celebrity news and industry buzz, we bring you fast, reliable, and engaging content every day. Whether you're a fan of Bollywood, Hollywood, or global streaming platforms like Netflix and Prime, we've got you covered. Today again our partner James and Mary are here for latest entertainment update, so stay tuned till last.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so for about a decade now, right, we've seen the Monsterverse build its world. We have the 2014 Godzilla, then Kong, Skull Island, King of the Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong. We sort of got the hang of it, Ancient Titans, the Hollow Earth, these hidden rivalries. And then, boom, the teaser for Godzilla X Kong Supernova drops, and it feels like it just ripped up the rulebook entirely. So our mission today, we're going to sift through all this new visual stuff, the colors, the crazy environments, these massive power-ups. We really want to piece together what the Monsterverse is actually building towards. Because honestly, the clues aren't just pointing to a new monster. They seem to be screaming about a whole new cosmic-level threat.
Oh, absolutely. This is probably the biggest leap the franchise has taken since they introduced the Hollow Earth concept itself. And what's really interesting is, up till now, it's mostly been Earth's Titans fighting. Well, other Earth Titans, or ancient rivals from within. Now, the mythology seems to be cracking open, going galactic. It suggests Earth and its Titans are about to step onto a much, much bigger stage, maybe even interdimensional.
Okay, right, let's break that down, starting with the teaser's opening shot. It's not a city, not a jungle. We're immediately in space, like deep space. There are these glowing crystals floating around, asteroid bits, and this ominous energy pulsing through it all. That feels deliberate, doesn't it? A clear signal the threat isn't from Earth this time.
Exactly. And those crystals, they're everything. If you know your classic Toho lore, these aren't just cool space rocks. They are practically a visual cue for a very specific classic origin story. You know, the traditional story for the adversary we think is coming. It involves Godzilla's cells getting blasted into space, maybe by Ghidorah, maybe a black hole. We don't know for sure in this version yet. And then those cells mutate, they hit cosmic radiation, they interact with crystalline structures just like the ones we're seeing. So these visuals, it feels like Legendary is almost directly saying, yeah, we're adapting that origin.
Wow, okay. So they're basically confirming the how without needing any dialogue. That's pretty smart storytelling. But you mentioned Ghidorah. He was extraterrestrial. We know that. If this new threat is cosmic and tied to these crystals, does that mean Ghidorah was just like a scout? Or maybe just one type of alien titan?
That's the huge implication, isn't it? That's the so what of going cosmic. If you introduce an enemy that uses these crystalline structures, that thrives on cosmic radiation, it opens up the possibility of way more complex alien threats. Ghidorah was terrifying, an apex predator from space, yes. But what if he came from a place where things like this new teased creature are the norm? Suddenly Ghidorah might seem, well, maybe not lesser, but perhaps just the first wave. It makes the universe feel way bigger, potentially way more dangerous.
Speaking of dangerous, let's talk about Godzilla himself. He rises from the ocean, but that blue atomic glow, it's gone. His dorsal fins are blazing with this intense fiery orange. And the title, Supernova. I mean, it feels pretty clear he's getting a major power boost for whatever's coming. Now, for folks who only know the Monsterverse movies, that orange glow is just new and cool. But for longtime fans, that immediately rings a bell, right? The High Z era. Burning Godzilla from Godzilla versus Destoroyah. Wasn't that basically him overloading, like a meltdown? Is this the Monsterverse version, but maybe survivable?
You nailed the crucial difference there. The 1995 Burning Godzilla was, essentially catastrophic. It was his internal reactor going critical. It was this immense power spike, but it was killing him. It was tragic, destructive. His final stand, really. What the sources seem to hint at here with the supernova glow is something different. It looks like an evolution, a controlled burn maybe. He's harnessing some kind of intense energy, maybe cosmic, maybe just a higher level of his own nuclear power, but in a stable way. He's not burning out. He's leveling up. He's adapted, perhaps, to handle this new energy level needed for the cosmic threat. It raises the stakes. He has to control this immense power that once killed his predecessor because this new enemy demands it.
Okay, that's a brilliant way to frame the tension. So if Godzilla's changing his whole internal power source, Kong needs something new too, right? And we see him, he looks fully grown, powerful, and he's got this massive new weapon. It's definitely not the axe from GVK. This thing is clearly embedded with those same glowing crystals we saw in space. So if Godzilla's got the raw power upgrade, what does this crystal weapon do for Kong? Is it just a tougher axe, or is it something more specific?
This could be where Kong transitions from just being the heavy hitter, the brawler, into something more tactical. Looking at the theories out there, this weapon probably isn't just about hitting harder, it's likely about energy manipulation. Think about it. If the enemy controls crystals, maybe Kong's weapon, made from similar crystals, can interact with that energy. It could potentially act as an energy siphon, maybe, turning the enemy's power back on itself.
Oh, interesting. Like fighting fire, but with crystals.
Exactly. Or perhaps it channels Hollow Earth energy. If the crystals are cosmic, but Kong found them in the Hollow Earth, he might be using the Hollow Earth's natural energy, focusing it through the crystal to make a beam or a shockwave strong enough to shatter cosmic defenses. It stops being just an axe and becomes like a specialized counterweapon system.
That makes Kong absolutely crucial then.
Yeah.
Not just backup, but the specialized tool needed for this specific job, which leads to that big question. How did cosmic crystals end up deep inside the Hollow Earth for Kong to find?
Well, this feeds right into the Hollow Earth Gateway theory, which is one of the most exciting possibilities floating around. The idea is that the Hollow Earth isn't just a hidden world beneath us. It might be, well, porous, connected to other places, maybe other dimensions, maybe points in space, like a natural transit system. So the crystals didn't necessarily arrive on a meteor. They might have seeped in over millennia through some kind of natural rift.
A rift? Wow.
Or maybe the Hollow Earth's own energy source is somehow linked, cosmically or magnetically, to wherever these crystals originate. Either way, it connects Kong's home turf directly to this new galactic threat, giving him a unique insight or leverage.
Okay, the power-ups make sense, given the threat level. Let's just say it. All the signs, space, crystals, the energy surges, they point towards SpaceGodzilla.
Right.
From the 1994 movie. If it's him, remind us, why is he potentially even more dangerous than Ghidorah? Ghidorah nearly destroyed everything.
It's the combination of power SpaceGodzilla has. Ghidorah was, immensely powerful, raw, elemental fury with those 3 heads and storms. SpaceGodzilla is more like a sentient fortress. He's powerful and strategic in a different way. First, his main thing, controlling crystalline structures. He doesn't just summon crystals, he can make vast fields of them, use them as shields, fire them as projectiles. The battlefield itself becomes his weapon.
Okay, so Kong's crystal weapon suddenly seems essential for even getting close.
Precisely. Second, he's got powerful telekinesis. He can lift Godzilla, throw Kong around, manipulate things from afar without physical contact. That messes with both Godzilla's need to grapple and Kong's close combat style. Third, his Corona beam. It's often shown as being incredibly powerful, maybe even faster or more focused than Godzilla's atomic breath, especially this new orange version. But the real kicker, his ability to create those giant crystal fortresses you mentioned earlier.
Pretty fortresses.
These aren't just defensive. They act like power generators, pulling energy from the surroundings or maybe space itself, letting him recharge and even heal during a fight. He basically brings his own infinite energy source to the battle. Beating him becomes a matter of figuring out how to overcome that constant power supply.
Good grief. That's not just a monster, that's a siege engine. So where does Monarch fit into stopping? Well,
Their role seems consistent, but maybe even more critical now. Based on the hints, Monarch is the science and intelligence behind the scenes. You hear those frantic voiceovers and teasers, right?
Yeah.
About energies they can't understand, forces from beyond Earth. Humanity's role is still primarily intellectual. They're not fighting him directly, obviously, but they're racing to understand the threat. Where did he come from exactly? What are his weaknesses? How does his crystal power work? They're basically the R&D team trying to give Godzilla and Kong the intel they need to even stand a chance against his unique abilities.
Okay, so let's bring it all together for you, the listener. The fan theories, based on everything we've seen, seem to coalesce around 3 main ideas that really define this coming conflict. First, the supernova transformation. Godzilla isn't just powered up, he's potentially reaching a controlled, almost godlike state needed for cosmic warfare. Second, Kong's crystal weapon. It's not just a cool upgrade, it's likely a specific countermeasure, possibly made from the same stuff as SpaceGodzilla, designed to nullify or fight his crystal control.
And third, that Hollow Earth gateway theory. This is the big connector, suggesting the Hollow Earth isn't isolated but linked to space. It explains the crystals being down there. But it also raises a terrifying prospect. Could SpaceGodzilla enter through the Hollow Earth? Could he emerge from within the planet itself? Talk about turning Kong's home into ground zero. Taking together the crystals, the massive power-ups for both Titans, the introduction of an enemy with telekinesis and self-sustaining power, it really feels like Godzilla X Kong. Supernova is the franchise swinging for the fences. It's redefining what Godzilla and Kong are. They're not just ancient rivals or kings of Earth anymore. They're becoming Earth's defenders against threats from the stars. The scale, the stakes, they've just exploded outwards.
It definitely feels like a huge shift, yeah. This deep dive really highlights that we're moving into a cosmic war footing for the Monsterverse. SpaceGodzilla's shadow is casting long, changing everything.
Which brings us to a final thought, something for you to chew on based on how these things sometimes play out in the source material. SpaceGodzilla has to arrive somehow, right? The sources speculate. Could it be a classic, visually stunning meteor shower delivering him? Or maybe a more terrifying, sudden cosmic storm ripping through the atmosphere?
Right.
Or, tapping into that gateway theory, could he literally burst forth from the hollow Earth's core? Which of those arrivals do you think would be the most dramatic, the most terrifying, and the most fitting way for this cosmic titan to make his grand entrance into the Monsterverse? Something to think about until our next deep dive.
That's all for today's video. We hope you enjoyed watching and found it interesting. Thanks for watching YouTube channel Premiere Next. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel to stay updated with the latest movie reviews, web series breakdowns, and entertainment updates. See you in the next video.